Alrighty, in this video, we're going to be talking about 12.7, which is special products of binomials. All right, so I will say this is pretty much the same as 12.6, except that if you identify it, you can see a pattern and then you can get the answer really quick. But do realize everything that you learned in 12.6 can be applied to these special product ones, just in case that you don't see the pattern or anything. So don't stress if you don't see it, just use your normal process. So the first thing we're going to look at is x plus 6 times x minus 6. So if I apply the box method, I put x and 6, x and negative 6. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. 6 times x is 6x. And 6 times negative 6 is negative 36. So then I get x squared. Add the middle, and you'll notice they cancel. And then I get minus 36. So if you can identify if the binomials are exactly the same, but the only difference is that the sign in the middle is different, then I could just do the first term and the last term and be done. So x times x would be x squared. Um, Weird. We're still recording. Still see the screen. If I go to share, Kidoki. All right, so again, if you see that they're the same sign, then it's just going to be the first and last. So if I look at 1b, we get 4y plus 3 and 4y minus 3. So instead of doing the box method, if I identify, hey, these are both the same, just one's a positive and one's a negative, then I can go, oh, well, 4y times 4y is 16y squared, and 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And I'm done. Part C, we have x to the fourth minus 3 times x to the fourth plus 3. Again, if you identify that they're exactly the same, just one with the minus and one with the plus, I get x times x fourth times x fourth would be x eighth, and negative 3 times positive 3 would be negative 9. And then you're done. You don't have to do anything else after that. So let's look at another one. Let's look at number 2. We have 2x squared plus 6, and then we have 2x squared minus 6. Again, both exactly the same, just one with a plus, one with a minus. Forgot to put parentheses. So then I just do 2x squared times 2x squared and get 4x to the fourth, and then do 6 times negative 6 and get negative 36. All right, let's look at some more. So let's look at number 3. I get a, and this one is 3x plus 5 squared. So let's say we get a binomial squared. What this means is 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5. So if I do the box method on this one, since they're not different signs, they're actually the same sign. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 5 is 15x. 3x times 5 is 15x. 5 times All right, again, I have no idea why it keeps doing that. Let me start back to where I was. So again, back to number 3. A stated 3x plus 5 squared. Again, that means 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5. So when I box method this, I don't know why it's so big, but here's 3x and 5, 3x and 5. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 5 is 15x. 3x times 5 is 15x. And 5 times 5 is 25. So when I write my result, I would get 9x squared plus 30x, because those are the same sign. So 15x plus 15x would give me 30x plus 25. So one thing I want you to notice is if I have 3x plus 5 squared, I can square the 3x and get 9x squared. I can then multiply these two numbers and times it by 2. So 3x times 5 is 15, times 2 would give me 30. And then I could square the last number and get 25. So again, if you notice it, you can apply it. If you don't notice it, box method will always give you the answer. So let's see if we can apply it. So 4x squared is 16x squared. 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x times 2 would give me negative 16x. And then 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Right, so again, if you notice it, let's look at C. C is 8 minus 2x squared. So 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times negative 2x is negative 16x times 2 will give me negative 32x. And then negative 2x squared would be positive 4x squared. And then you would want to rewrite this. So this becomes 4x squared minus 32x. Oh man, I put the 2 in the wrong location. Plus 64. Again, I do apologize. I have no idea why it's doing that. My assumption is that yeah, my assumption is the program itself. Let's do one more. Let's look at D. This one is 2y cubed minus 2 squared. So 2y cubed would be 4y to the 6th power. 2y cubed times negative 2 is negative 4y cubed. That's what this would result. So then negative 4y cubed times 2 would give me negative 8y cubed. And then negative 2 squared is positive 4. Right, so I got one last one on this part here. This is number 4. So if I have 5x minus 2 squared, 5x squared is 25x squared. 5x times negative 2 is negative 10x times 2 would give me negative 20x. And then negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. All right, so again, if you don't identify the patterns, box method or FOIL or whatever approach you like the best will always work. I believe that is all that I have. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.